So yeah, he revised the Binet-Simon scale and made one that was the best until it got revised itself. And then what he's most known for is his genetic studies of genius. And these were called Terman's termites. Class, what were these people called again?
Terman's termites.
That is correct. Okay, so he chosen to test out the theory that, you know, gifted kids, when you go through school, there was that kind of ideology that most gifted kids would be kind of creepy or weird and not be, you know, athletic, not be strong, not be cool. And he tried to disprove that. And what was called was the early rot myth. And he wanted to disprove that. And that pretty much said, you know, is a student, if they're good, are they going to turn out good, or are they going to turn out bad based on how they, like say if you're born a bad child, you're definitely going to end out a bad child. So it's that myth, and he was trying to disprove that. And then he wanted to also disprove that gifted people weren't, you know, just weird people, but actually probably even better than the normal average. So he found out that gifted people were taller, healthier, physically better developed, superior learners, and socially adaptable, disproving that popular opinion. So, Brittany, what was one of the things he found out about gifted people?
Oh, yeah, they're physically stronger than they look.
Okay. Yes. Corey, what's another thing he found out about gifted people?
That they were taller.
Yes. Or a tendency to be, not just they're going to be taller. And
So we're feeling good, right?
yeah. So then are the points of view which to classify gifted people and how they would, in general, of society. They were the top 1% of intelligence. They need to be identified as early as possible so they don't get discouraged in classes and so they can succeed. They need to be accelerated through schools. This is why a lot of times when you see kids, like a 7-year-old and he's in, you know, 12th grade, you're like, what? That's a little extreme, but, you know. And they just need to have a different curriculum than, you know, the majority, and also a different instructor to help their needs. They need specially trained teachers, just as I said before. And we need to view gifted people as a national resource that will better our society, and not just, you know, oh, that kid's smart. Oh. So that's pretty much what Terman went over. He also adopted the IQ test, which pretty sure, Tracy, were you the first to go over the IQ test, or was that?
I don't believe so. I don't think I was the first.
Well, we already went over that, how it's mental age / chronological age times percentage, because he wasn't using that first, and he used that to be able to not confuse everyone, so it was more like straight out there. And that's pretty much Louis Terman. Besides most of his life, you know, he went to Stanford, graduated from there. He was a professor of Indiana. Indiana? Where else was he? I know Indiana and Stanford, but he pretty much, until he left for being professor, did that for the rest of his life at Stanford until he retired. I don't think he died teaching.
41 years. He died on the job.
So he
41 years at Stanford.
And that was pretty much it. Is anyone confused about anything or what he was actually trying to do? I know I started off a little rough there because I was reading something that didn't really necessarily.
That's okay. We begin again.
Yeah.
Brett, I'm wondering. He had some comments there about the gifted and what we should think and do about them. What impact do you think he had on education?
I think he had a huge impact on how gifted people are viewed, because before, when he was the trying to disprove that generalization that all gifted people are just really egg-heady and kind of antisocial, he wanted to disprove that, and I think because of that, we've made great strides in gifted education, discovering who is gifted, getting them in the classrooms, and getting them the specific education they need. Because if not, what I've learned through in my other class, especially, is with children, when they are gifted, if they are not provided necessary teaching, and so they're not going to prosper. They're going to be demoralized, and then it's like a lost cause, especially when this kid could have such a bright future. So I think he just gave these kids more of an opportunity to be sought after, and then be discovered, and then be helped. So, and I think that is shown in today's school systems. Like a lot of schools have gifted programs, or things of that nature, like an art program or a music program. And I don't know if that would even exist if it wasn't for this, first venture into that.
As a matter of fact, his study has come out every few years. The last rendition of his study is when the termites name came up.
Yeah.
But the first time it was reported was in the 50s, when it was the first quarter, the 25th anniversary, and that is when the city set up gifted programs. So it did. Big impact.
And
Okay.
does anyone have any questions though? No? All right, so that's Louis Terman. Oh yeah, and he died in 1956.
Oh, my goodness.
No, just always see that story.